To be a good writer, there are a plethora of options you can do. Obviously, read books, journal, write it all down, etc. But the thing about being a good writer and a good author in general is that you need to captivate your audience. To do that, you need to simply engage them with the words you're writing, the words you're saying, and just expressing in general. This comes in the form of storytelling. We've all heard of storytelling before. It's the expression of telling a story, whether that be physically, mentally, or emotionally. We did this a lot growing up in elementary school, all the way throughout high school. And in this period of our lives, we kind of stopped looking at storytelling as one big metric, and rather, with the brain rot of the modern age, there's a lot of issues that come with it. In this video, I'm here to document how to improve storytelling and the way it comes with authors and writers. To simply put it, to be a better storyteller, you need to be a better writer, a better author, and be sharper with what you say and express. And I'm going to document that in the easiest and simplest way possible. Plenty of authors and writers I know chalk storytelling into many different components. And while that is true, you could do it in 4 areas. That's all you have to focus on. 4 simple areas that can be broken down into even tinier bits. If you don't know me, I am Arnel Arcega. I'm a writer, author, and a motivator to keep people reading so that not only they can be more focused and sharper with what they say, but express themselves in a more communicative and easier manner. We need this in the world, and I am that guide. If you enjoy what you're seeing, click that subscribe button and like this video so we could boost the algorithm. Storytelling is one of my favorite components of life. Just expressing some sort of story is such a good and easy way. We've always seen our ancestors do this in the past whenever they have the time and space to breathe. But with the modern age, having phones and spaces in which we don't have a lot of time to breathe, there's just nothing that comes with it. Do you ever read a book at a dinner table anymore? No, you pull up YouTube or TikTok and just keep on scrolling. It's fun in the moment, yes, but understanding what it takes to be a good writer, and similar to me, a healthy writer, you need to do exactly the right steps, and this comes with storytelling. Storytelling is one of the most balanced aspects of writing we've ever seen. No matter what kind of writing you do, fiction, non-fiction, poetry even, there are stories that come with it. No matter how nonsensical and completely emotional it is, there's something special about stories. And once we understand that feeling, that's the first big area I want you to focus on. Mood. Mood is the greatest components of storytelling, which is why I'm explaining it as the first one. The way we express our stories, whether it's in the form of a book or in like songs and poetry, determines how well the story will turn out. Imagine you are reading a book. It sets up a specific mood and specific place at a specific time and specific area. This can be done in multiple components, but this all shapes back to the mood. There's a difference between mood and tone. Tone is the exact feeling of the book. It's how the book is meant to make you feel and how it's supposed to be set up. Mood, meanwhile, is the expression. While it's easy to clunk up both, there is a simple difference that comes with mood and tone. Mood is the point of the book. Think of it like that. People try to distinct mood and tone when it's so hard, in fact, that it's just simple to put it as mood being what determines the book. From the beginning of the book all the way to the end, there is a specific mood and atmosphere you achieve with it. In the Hunger Games, there is a dark, mysterious feel that really shows the dystopian of that future reality. In a book similar to like Harry Potter, there's a magical, essential feel that makes the books all the more connected. And this is why mood is so important. Depending on how you set up your book, there is a certain feeling. Tone works with the specific kind of book, but if we're just getting it down to the bare essentials, mood is what determines how well the book is. We can see this in popular literature and how well that formulates in these stories and how important it is to not only showcase what works with a story, but also how well we can see it in between the factors that the author delivers. Now that sounds like a lot coming from me, but once again, we can easily break mood down to just being what the book is trying to express. How well you express the book as a writer and an author is determined on you. But the words you can do this with are the easiest, clear ideal that we can do as writers, similar to ourselves. We can engage an audience, and this all starts by setting up a specific area. Why do authors set up a dark, mysterious mood at the start rather than something simple? It's because they're doing that to engage their story. That's how they get their audience. And as a writer, this is what you need to do. If you don't do this right, then you are completely off track in storytelling. The second big thing you need to understand as an author and writer is motivation. Motivation not only to write, but motivation to engage your audience. Imagine you are walking down the street. You see something or someone doing something absolutely crazy. Depending on how well you express that point, it is the clear motivator of why you do the actions presented. Even if you are writing it down or hell experiencing the moment, the motivation for why you do something in between helps shape the characters involved, whether that's you or a fictional world you are building. Understanding this point of storytelling is great, as this comes as easy as journals themselves. Motivation is a fun and beautiful feeling. It's one of the greatest feelings that come with writing, and it's such a lively expression of words that makes me feel all the more ecstatic about writing each and every day. But motivation comes with discipline, and this can be shown even in the stories you are expressing. The motivation for your characters and how well they are perceived, how the motivation of the world in general, what drives the world in your story, determines what kind of story will it be and how good of a story it generally is. Motivation is the biggest inspiration that comes with it. It's why we do the things we do, why we write in the first place, and why you came to this video to be a better author like yourself, a better writer, a better informative, and just in general educating something a lot more expressive. This can be done even in fictional worlds, as we can see clear motivations of our characters. As long as you can gauge the audience with their motivation, whether it's like the underdog, the sympathetic character, or even the villain. As long as you can showcase that motivation, there will be hundreds of ideas talked about. And the more people discuss your story, the more people talk about your book, the better it will naturally be. Easiest way to break down motivation, especially when writing, for me at least, is empathy. Empathy is one of the best ways of looking at a story and how impressive it is in not only explaining a story, but also seeing how well the characters evolve. I may be yapping about this, sure, but you can see something so lively with the characters that come with a story just by their clear motivation. As long as you have the motivation as an author, your characters will too have the motivation to not only drive the story from beginning to end, but also connect with their audience more than what they read. Third big thing you need to understand about storytelling and the rules that come with it is minute details. These details are what shape a book, what makes a book good, different from a movie or a physical video game, let's say, is that it's an engagement factor. We want more people to read books. You can do this simply by getting their attention, and it determines how well your audience is. Not everyone's going to love your story. Not everyone's going to read your book. But to be able to not only tell a better story, it all is determined on the audience. The audience's concentration, the audience's what they see, what they hear. That's why I make these videos, so I can gain an audience to not only express my own stories, but to also showcase how you can improve your own stories as well to be more interesting, both as a writer and author. Minute details are what determine the story. Some of the littlest details in how this pin fell, the color of a character's hair, or even just the details of the house will be the make or break moment of the story. If they are important to the story's root, then they will structure the spine perfectly. This is like fun to visualize because there's so many details that come with a story, and it's fun just talking about the passion that comes with it, being able to express this strong motivation that comes with a story and how important these details are. Authors chalk in so many little details that you must remember, but as an audience, we really don't want that. We don't want to be shoved of all the little details. And this is why storytelling is important. It's the balance between the complex and the simplicity. Once you find that perfect balance, you may not find it for a good while, but once you strive on that perfect balance, the minute details of the characters, how well you describe them, think of their little details, the sensory details, eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. Once you see how well and effective those are, you will ride minute details so well. It can be even done in the buildings and how they use personification, all the little metaphors, similes, and so on. It's all about thinking about what matters to the audience. If the details don't matter to what you're trying to go for, then get rid of it, because your story will not be good if you don't do that. Understanding how well those details are will make or break your story. If you don't do this step now, I guarantee this will be it. You can just simply do this just by writing about a character's hair or their eye color. Expanding on why that matters is important. That's what minute details are. The fourth and final tip about storytelling is the message itself. This is obvious because we have a clear beginning of a story. We have the clear mood, the motivation set up, and the details that will be expressed in the words and phrases you say. How we end the story will make or break the story. In general, we're trying to go for something that resonates with an audience. The more you get people to talk about your story, the better it will be. This is easier now more than ever before thanks to social media, but it's really just expressing some sort of idealistic knowledge that comes with it. That sounds wordy, but coming from my own experience, I've always wanted to tell people these stories. These funny stories, these witty but horrific stories, sometimes with full of suspense and wonder. We do this just because we want to gain attention in the first place, but how we leave off will not only keep the attention, but it will also determine how well everything will play out. The message you want to go for. What do you want to tell to your audience? Whether that's as small as a friend or hundreds of thousands of people. This can apply to literally anything, whether it's in a job career, YouTube, or hell, entrepreneurship. Understanding the importance of a message will guarantee the importance of your story as you come here as a writer or an author, even if you're not fully there yet. Understanding what you want to do with your message, the lesson you want to tell, will determine how well your book will be in the long run. Depending on how well it's seen, people will love it, people will hate it. But go with the message that follows your heart. If you have something to tell, then tell it. Tell it with passion and tell it with conviction. If you don't follow with that structure, the mood, the motivation, the details in the middle, and finally the message, there won't be a good story at all. Follow the 4 M's and consider what you do best. Until next time, check me out in my Instagram so I can help you personally write better. If you want to see more of me, you can check out my second channel and other socials down below. And until next time, keep on reading, keep on writing, take care.